Lincoln South Food Hall in Bellevue. Fitness for foodies. From carb-loving meat eaters to vegan and everything in between, we've got you covered. Grab a quick lunch or come for happy hour. You'll leave craving more. Order online at LincolnSFH.com.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
When you go out on a first date with somebody, you never know if there's somebody else with you on that date.
What?
There could be somebody watching the entire time.
Wait, someone that's not actually on the date with you?
Or they could technically kind of be on the date.
I don't get it.
Now that you're thoroughly confused, let's talk to Taryn, who was on a date that she wasn't really invited to.
What?
Still don't get
It'll make sense. Taryn, what's up? How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Oh my God, Taryn, you just sound like a stalker right now.
Really?
No, it's not like that.
Yeah, that's what all stalkers say.
This might actually be the first time we're doing a second date update like this, Taryn. I'll go ahead and let you tell the story.
So I'm a waitress at an Italian restaurant, and I was serving a guy who was on a date with someone else. He is really, really nice. He was very sweet and, like, cool, calm, collected. And she was like a wannabe Kardashian. She was really rude. She was rude to me. She was snobby to him and everyone else around. And I'm kind of interested in him.
Oh my God.
See? So
Wait,
you
hold
kind of
on.
were on the date. Like, you never think about that, but your server is actually on your date, too. They're experiencing some things with you.
Oh, true.
Honestly, I felt bad for him because he was being very nice to her while she would just go on and on about herself. Anytime I came by or even walked by, she was talking about herself, talking about how amazing she is, talking about the men that she has, like, messaging her and texting her, and
That
it
is
sounded
messed
like
up.
she's trying to make him jealous. She even at one point said to him, she's like, I almost didn't go out with you. Like, I wasn't sure if you were good enough for me.
Whoa, she actually said that?
She said that?
Come on.
I'm serious.
And
What was his reaction?
Yeah, could you see his reaction?
He just kind of chuckled, and he was like, I hope you're having a good time. And she's like, oh, yeah, I totally am. And
God, this must be one of the best things about being a waitress is being able to eavesdrop on everybody's dates. I mean, and get your own dates off of the whole thing, too. But,
I mean, it does kind of help. I mean, you get to meet a lot of people that way.
yeah.
I used to wait tables a lot, and I would love it when like you'd get a couple who was in an argument. It was so fun to experience the awkwardness of going up to their table. I know they weren't in an argument, but still, she was being pretty crappy to him, it sounds like.
Yeah, she just talked about herself the whole time. She's very, extremely high maintenance and selfish.
Did you have any interaction with him?
I did. She, at one point, got up to go to the bathroom, so I kind of saw that as my moment to kind of go in and just make sure, I wasn't being creepy of like, hey, how are things going? Like, with her, it was, is everything okay? How's dinner? Any drinks? And just kind of letting him know that I was there, supportive, trying to be low-key about it.
Okay.
All right, and did he seem interested?
I don't know, I just didn't want to do anything to jeopardize my job.
Of course.
Like, tell her off and be like, you get out of here.
You stupid.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he is a sweet man, and you're being an a-hole.
That'd be so amazing.
That would be awesome,
I told my
actually.
manager.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I just told my manager you have to leave. How did you get his phone number?
Well, his number was in the reservations book.
Okay, now, wait, I'm
wait
going to
a
stop
minute.
you because now you're the one that's being a little sketchy.
Well, no, I'm not asking him to go out. I just want to know if he's even interested.
Do you think he'll even remember you?
Well, that's where I'm kind of hoping you guys can help me out to see if he does.
Yeah, we'll probably have to jog his memory with the actual date he was on. So other than a wannabe Kardashian, how could I describe her when we call him?
She was short, for sure.
Okay.
She had long blonde hair, but it wasn't all real. She obviously had extensions.
Okay.
The color didn't match perfectly, but it was blonde.
All right.
She had like a really tight green dress, but it didn't fit the restaurant. It was kind of tacky. It was a little trashy looking.
Okay.
Like,
So I'm going to say, hey, do you remember going out with a chick with really bad extensions and a tacky green dress at an Italian restaurant? He might remember that, actually.
I think it's a bad better.
Yeah.
Better description.
Did he say anything to you when he left? Like, you guys flirt at all?
I'm not really sure. Like, I thanked them. I told them to have a great night, and he was like, thank you, you too, thanks so much. So it was, he made eye contact with me. Not everyone does that, so.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe he's into you.
I know that this isn't the traditional way of doing things, but I figure give it a shot. Why not?
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Well, we'll play a song and then come back and call him and see if we can get you a date in sort of a second date update.
Okay, thanks.
All right, we'll do it next. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
We're right in the middle of a second date update, and if you're just joining us, today's second date update is a little different. Taryn is on the phone, and she wants to call a dude. I don't do we even know his... Hey, Taryn, do we even know his name?
Yeah, it's Steve. It was in the book.
Okay, Steve. So his name's Steve. Taryn was actually the waitress when Steve was on a date with another girl, and Taryn witnessed the other girl being kind of terrible to Steve. So after they left, she actually got his number from the reservation book and wants to call him and ask him out herself. So it's sort of a second date update since she was kind of on their date because she was the waitress, but not really. So this is going to be an interesting phone call for Steve.
Now, what do you want us to say if he's totally creeped out that his waitress stole his number from the reservations book?
I feel like he's cool enough to just go with it and kind of feel it out and see where it goes.
Yeah, you think that,
Oh.
but you don't know him.
Yeah, he's like, where's your manager?
You didn't really
Yeah.
have any conversations together.
Well, I guess if it doesn't go well, then I can just lie and say he forgot something at the restaurant or something.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Produce an umbrella out of
yeah.
somewhere.
We'll see if we can figure out a lie for you if it doesn't work. But I'm going to call him right now, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hi, is this Steve?
Yes, who's this?
Steve, what's up, man? How are you? This is Jubal from the radio show Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it before?
Yeah.
Oh, you have? Okay. Sweet. You ever listen?
Sometimes.
You ever hear of a second date update before?
I'm not sure. Why are you calling me?
You went out to an Italian place a little bit ago with a girl in a green dress, blonde girl, short.
Naomi?
I don't know if that's her name. I just was given the description. Is that her name? Naomi? That's who you went out with?
Yeah, that's her name, but I'm confused because we have another date lined up.
Yeah, no, that makes sense to me. Won't make sense to you. But she's not the one who wanted us to call you.
Okay. I'm confused. I don't get what's happening.
So when you went out with that Naomi girl, your server actually noticed you and thought that you were really cute and wanted us to call you.
Okay.
Do you remember her?
Do you remember her? That was a good laugh.
Kind of.
Okay, what'd you think of her?
She was professional. She was nice.
I don't think she was very professional.
I'm not getting
I
the
would
vibe,
argue with
though.
that. Did you think she was maybe cute?
I think so. I don't really remember. I was on a date, so I wasn't really paying attention to the...
Oh, you're one of those guys who pays attention to your date and isn't
Good
lusting after the
man.
waitress the whole time. Whatever.
Loser.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really get what the point of this is. Why are you asking me all these questions?
Well, I'll just tell you, okay? So Taryn, that's the name of your waitress that night. She thought you were attractive, and she wanted to meet you.
Like outside of the restaurant.
Yeah, like romantically.
Okay.
And she's actually on the phone right now listening to this conversation and wants to talk to you.
She's on the phone now?
Hey, Steve. It's Taryn. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
This is weird.
I know it's super weird. I just wanted to get in contact with you. I wanted to reach out, so this is kind of the only way I could think of doing it.
Oh my God, awkward.
Do you remember me for real, or are you just saying that?
No, I remember you.
Okay. I just saw the whole interaction between you and your date that night, and you just seemed like a really sweet and nice guy, and the way that she was acting, I feel like you're way too good for her. and you deserve somebody who isn't completely high maintenance and into themselves 24/7.
Whoa.
Whoa, you were really paying attention, huh?
I mean, yeah, it was, you guys were one of my tables that I was taking care of, but it wasn't hard. I mean, you couldn't really ignore it. She was pretty loud about a lot of the things, especially when, like, her food came out, her pasta came out, and she sent it back twice because the first time it was too salty, and then the second time it wasn't salty enough. It's just, it's like she finds reasons to be difficult.
Maybe she has like a diet thing with the pasta. I mean, I don't want to jump to any conclusions. I think she's just particular about certain things like that.
About certain things?
So wait, did you enjoy your date with Naomi, Steve?
Yeah, a lot.
Well, you said you had another date set up, right?
Yeah, we're hanging out next week.
You're going out with her again after that whole debacle?
Debacle? I mean, it was a first date, so I thought it went pretty well. I mean, it's not going to be perfect for a first date.
I mean, okay, like I don't know you or anything, but just from what I saw and what I do know of that time is that you're really nice, and no one should be treated the way that she was treating you through that entire dinner. You deserve way better than that.
Well, thank you, but I think that you were just seeing it in a different way. She's a nice person. She is.
Really?
Yeah, Taryn, I thought you were going to stay away from talking about his date.
I mean, I'm sorry. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but I mean, she in the middle of this whole thing yelled out at him, "Aren't you gay?" Like, what? What do you see in this person?
Whoa.
No, I mean, I dress really well. People make that mistake sometimes, so
So you're
nice, dude.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended.
She doesn't sound like she was very nice to you.
She's sassy. She's like a big personality. She's harmless.
She has a big personality. She's super into herself. And I know that I'm maybe stepping over my boundaries here, but I feel like somebody's got to step in and be like, you got to wake up, man. Like, she is not right for you. She is not a good person, and you deserve so much more than that, like 100% more than that.
Thank you for saying that.
So wait, I'm confused. Does that ring true for you, Steve? Or is Taryn just coming off like she's attacking your date and being kind of crazy?
No, as I said, she has a big personality. I could see why someone would see that, but I'm kind of more of like a easygoing, laid-back kind of guy, so I'm kind of attracted to that in Naomi, I guess. So,
I mean, I can understand on some level of like opposites attract, but you don't need to be completely put down by the other person. I really think that you're a nice, sweet guy. You're really attractive. I don't understand what you see in someone like her who is completely selfish and into themselves only. And I wanted to do this super weird thing. I know it's like completely different, but I just wanted to give it a shot and see if you wanted to go out with me.
Yeah, Steve, would you like to go out with Taryn on a first date? It's kind of a second date because you didn't even know you were being watched while you were on your date. But would you like to go out with Taryn on a date? We'll pay for it.
I mean, I will say, if you're into big personalities, Taryn's obviously one, too, because she called the radio station, stole your number, and here we are.
Hey, don't compare me to the other girl. We are nothing alike.
I'm just trying to help you. He likes the other girl, even though you don't, Taryn.
well, I mean, we've only gone on one date, and we're not exclusive or anything, so
Yeah.
I would be open to a first date.
Hey.
So yes,
Okay.
Is that a yes?
I mean, as long as it's okay with her that I'm still going to be seeing Naomi, then I'm down.
Okay. Well, Taryn, now you have a battle on your hands. So you want to see if you can win Steve's heart from Naomi.
How about we leave it at you go out on your date with her, and if you do so happen to change your mind, I'll leave my phone number with the station here, and you can call them and get my number.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So, Steve, if you go out with, the girl you were originally on a date with, Naomi, if you go out with her and she's a which is what Taryn says, then you can call us and we'll give you Taryn's number and you can go out with Taryn.
Okay.
Steve, you know what? Go out with her one more time because I think that's all it's going to take for you to open your eyes and realize that she is not right for you.
Oh, okay. Confident.
All right.
Wow. All right. You are fiery, aren't you?
Yeah. Now all of a sudden
my
you're interested,
God.
Steve.
Hello,
well,
Taryn.
we'll have Taryn's
Good
number
night,
here if you want to
Naomi.
call us, all right?
Okay, I'll see how this goes, I guess.
Okay, I'll be waiting for that phone call of you telling me, I told you so.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
That was a second date update from a while ago, and every once in a while we get second date updates that are so popular that we have to check back in and see what happened. And right now, Taryn and Steve are actually on the phone because we were able to get an update from them. What's up, guys? How are you?
Hey.
Hey, good, how are you?
Good.
Oh my God.
So, Taryn, you're pregnant? Is that the update?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It didn't go that direction. It
Oh, okay.
went a little differently.
All right. Yeah, this was one of the more popular second date updates that we've had, and a lot of people have been wondering if Steve did reach out to us to get your number, and unless I'm wrong, I don't think we actually heard from him. So what's going on?
Well, so there was something I didn't quite think about when I wanted to do this second date update. I didn't think about the fact that Naomi may actually hear this on the radio.
Oh my gosh, I never thought about that either.
what?
The girl that he was going out with and the girl he was out with the night that you met him when you were waiting on his table.
Yeah, Naomi heard.
So she heard it. Oh,
Shut
man,
up.
Steve, did she just yell at you for like weeks after that?
Yeah, I had no idea that she heard it. This is all totally news to me. I had no idea.
Wait,
Oh,
you're
wow.
just finding that out now?
No, I found out a little bit later. I'm going to let Taryn explain this one because she lived it. I just heard about it.
Lived it. Okay,
confused.
what did you live, Taryn?
So Naomi actually came to my work and confronted me.
Shut up.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. She kind of knows where I work. So,
And by the way, I had no idea that she heard it, and I had no idea that she was going to go and do that. So
Oh, wow.
it's kind of crazy, yeah.
So what did she do?
so she came in and basically she wanted to talk.
Okay.
So we sat down in like a closed section of the restaurant, and she just kind of said how she's kind of upset. She kind of felt like I was stealing her guy. Like hearing that on the radio was a little embarrassing for her.
Right, and you kind of trash talked
Yeah.
her when you were on the show with us. I mean, you
Was she
said-
was she as horrible then as you saw her on the date? You called her a terrible person.
To be honest, I was a little embarrassed because I didn't think that she would A, hear it, and B, confront me at work. So heard her out. We kind of talked through it. And, I mean, we started laughing, and it was like we're both on the same page of, you know, okay, this is kind of funny, weird circumstance. And we're kind of really close friends now.
Oh.
That's hilarious.
I love that.
Okay, so you guys are homies. Is she dating Steve?
Or is anybody dating Steve?
Yeah, what's up with you, Steve?
You know, after Naomi and I kind of stopped talking and she basically dumped me, I asked Karen out, but she gave me the no. So
Oh, really?
And just at that point, Naomi and I had become really good friends, and it's kind of girl code that you just don't date a guy that your girlfriend dated. So
You got pushed out.
So you actually lost your date, and then now Taryn and Naomi are kind of dating, sort of. I mean, you're friends now.
the really wild thing is that I had no idea. So I was on Instagram and I saw a picture of the two of them like on like a friend date, and I'm like, what the heck are those two doing?
That's funny.
Wow.
it turned out we had a lot in common.
So you like each
Wow.
other.
Okay. So you and
Yeah.
Naomi BFFs,
Congrats.
and Steve, you're still single.
Yeah, I have a few, things on the back burner.
Yeah, you're still single, in other words.
Yeah, friends.
Yeah, you've been friend zoned by them. Do you guys still talk, all three of you, or?
No, we're not. We don't really talk, any of us. I mean, those two talk. I'm not me.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but I would be down to hang with the girls for a little reunion if you girls are.
Oh, triple date.
I don't.
I think that's a no.
Yeah.
Sorry, Steve. Now you've been.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
You can find anything at Target. You can get towels, toiletry, groceries. You can find sad dejected boyfriends
Yes.
following around their girlfriends on a Sunday afternoon.
Just defeated.
Hungover, wishing a Mack truck would drive through the wall and run them over and just end their misery. But enough about my experiences at Target.
Yeah.
You can also find a date at Target if you know how to look, and that's exactly what happened to today's second dater, Amanda, who is on the phone. Hey, Amanda, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm good.
What's up? So, how does one find a date at Target?
Actually, I wasn't expecting anything. I was in the cleaning supplies section, and this guy just kind of came up to me and, he kind of used like, oh, what kind of cleaning products do you use kind of line.
That always gets me going.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey.
Man.
Yeah.
Ooh, you throw some Simple Green on me?
Uh-oh.
Hello. So you guys bonded over cleaning supplies.
Pretty much. I mean, he came up to me and was asking me what kind of cleaning products do I use for my kitchen.
How?
And that was it,
I
huh?
was like, okay, this is a pickup line, but I'll go with it because he was cute.
Oh, so it was obvious that he was just trying to make conversation.
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
who comes to the cleaning section and starts asking people what kind of products they use?
I don't know. Maybe he had a real dilemma. Generic brand name.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I didn't know if maybe the two of you just thought it was so sexy to be talking about cleaning supplies that you had to go out.
How quickly did he move from cleaning supplies to let's go out on a date? Because that's got to be somewhat of an awkward transition.
No, I mean, we were talking for about maybe like 10, 15 minutes. And he's like,
so
hey,
okay.
do you want to grab some coffee? Which then coffee led into drinks. And I was like, yeah, it was actually, he was pretty smooth about it. I wasn't really awkward at all.
You get hit on a lot when you're out? Is this a normal thing for you, or is it?
I mean, sometimes I get catcalled, but, I don't get picked up at like Target or stores while I'm shopping.
So this was a new experience for you. If I was shopping at Target and somebody just came up and started hitting on me, I think it was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do on your date?
We went to this cafe, and we were going to have coffee, but then we both got hungry after we were chatting for a while, so we ended up going to a restaurant, having dinner, so it ended up being like a long, nice evening.
Wow.
Which is usually a great sign if things just keep continuing. What was the best part of it for you?
I just think we were laughing a lot. We had a lot in common. We both love outdoor sports, and everything went well till the end of the date, which was just awkward.
Until the end of the date.
Oh, man.
We spent like 4 or 5 hours together, which is a really long date. Had great conversation. We're laughing, and then in the end, I kind of thought he would go in for the kiss, and instead, he stuck his hand out and shook my hand.
Oh,
That's
what?
He hand shook you?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
A guy handshaking a girl is very unusual.
Awkward.
How did that whole thing, explain to me how that happened? Because there are those times where you'll go to hug someone, but then you think they might want to shake, so you kind of do like a half shake and then half hug, and it's all messed up.
Yeah.
But was it like that, or he literally was making an effort to handshake you and not hug you?
I almost stepped in for a hug, and he immediately took his hand out, so I kind of pulled back, and then I stuck my hand out and shook his hand. But this is what's weird. He saw me at Target, so I know he's not gay.
Yeah.
He picked me up. He asked me out. So he knows what I look like. It's not like we were online dating. He had no idea. So
Yeah.
I just don't know what went wrong at the end of the day.
Well, after the handshake, did you guys make any plans to go out again, or did you drop hints at least?
He said, yeah, I'll call you. Let's go for a hike. And I was like, okay, sounds great.
So he even suggested the activity of going for a hike after handshake.
Right.
Weird.
Were you giving him weird signals, like maybe you weren't being very obvious that you were interested in him?
Well, no, I didn't pick up on any weird signs, and I didn't give him any bad signs. So I didn't feel that I did anything wrong, or I may have led him in the wrong direction. I just am confused.
Okay, so nothing weird happened on your date. Everything was perfectly normal, like you said. You guys were laughing,
Yeah.
hanging out, and then at the end of it, you try to go in for a hug, and he just sticks out his hand and shakes your hand. And
Shook it, yeah.
Don't write him off because of that, Amanda. He could have been nervous. He could not kiss on the first date. I mean,
I
you
know,
found.
but at least give me a hug.
I know, but you found a guy that cleans. Don't give up on it.
yeah, the sexiest thing ever.
Well, I have given up on hope. I mean, it's been 2 weeks since he called me, and the last thing I remember is a handshake. So
Okay, so that was going to be my next question. It's been 2 weeks since you went out with this guy,
yeah.
and you haven't heard a single word after your handshake.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything.
All right, well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, get him on the phone, and get your second date update, okay?
Thank you.
Hang on.
Baby, I'm playing on you tonight. Hunt you down each Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, Amanda, I don't want you to feel bad, that your date ended in a handshake. Because I don't know if you know this, but in a lot of cultures, a handshake is even more intimate than sex. Okay, I don't know exactly what cultures that exist in, but
devout religious ones.
I just made it up right now, and it sounded good to me. So don't feel bad that the guy you want us to call today ended your date by shaking your hand and not giving you a hug or a kiss.
Okay.
If you're just tuning into the second date update, Amanda wants us to call this guy named Danny. They met at Target. He hit on her. They went out, had a good time. She can't think of anything that went wrong on the date, but it did end with him giving her a handshake. Did it seem like he didn't want to touch you, or did it seem like a handshake was just normal for him to do?
I feel like he didn't want to touch me.
You feel like he didn't want to touch you. Okay.
But he offered the hiking after that. That's what the mixed messages have to be so confusing for you.
Yeah, it is. I just think maybe he had a personal issue that I don't know about, and I'm trying not to get personal.
Maybe he's like a germaphobe. He
That's
could
true.
be. You met him in the cleaning section at Target. That's a legit, that's actually a good theory. I just surprised myself with that. That might actually work. All right, well, I'm going to dial the phone number right now, see if we can get him on the phone, and hopefully find out what went wrong on your date and why he's not calling you back, okay? All right, here we go.
Hello?
Hey, I was looking for Danny.
Yeah, this is Danny.
Danny, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Good.
I'm calling you today because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and they gave us your phone number and asked us to call you.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Her name is Amanda. She emailed us and told us about how you picked her up at a Target. She thought that was a really cute move, by the way, and told us a little bit about your date, said that she really liked you, but I guess it's been like 2 weeks now, and you're not returning her phone calls.
Uh-huh.
Would you mind maybe giving us some insight into why it's been 2 weeks and you haven't called Amanda back?
I guess I just can't see myself being in a relationship with her, and that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Is it because of something she did on the date, something she said?
I mean, I didn't get to know her really well, but she was kind of gross on our date.
How is
she gross?
How is she gross?
Just her manners. I'm not sure really like how she was raised, and it was kind of shocking to me.
Wow, I'm very curious now, Danny. Because according to her, your date was perfectly normal. She didn't do anything weird. The thing that she did say was strange about your date was how you shook her hand at the end. Is that why you shook her hand? Because you thought she was gross?
Yeah, I needed an exit.
Can you give me one specific thing?
Yeah.
Was she sloppy when she was eating her food? She not put her napkin on her lap? What specifically made you think that she's nasty?
Well, it was going fine, and like halfway through the meal, she grabbed my hand and she leaned over into my ear and whispered, "I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay.
I have to honk out a dirt snake."
No, she did not say that on the first date. Are you
You're
kidding
lying.
me?
You're lying about that, Danny.
That could not be real.
I swear to God.
And she
What was that
whispered
term again? What was that term again?
Oh, man. She said I have to honk out a dirt snake.
Was she being funny, or was like this a
That's
legit?
what I thought. I thought she was making a joke, and I just said, "Are you serious?" She just said, "No, really, I have to go download a brown load. I'll be back in a few minutes."
Stop
She had to have been joking then.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Come on, man. Like
I don't know one girl that would do that
way.
seriously.
she had to have been. She had to have been joking with you, Danny.
She was not. She left. She was gone for a few minutes. I mean, at the time, I couldn't eat. I lost my appetite. That's how serious she was being.
What did she say when she got back to the table? Like she had to have had a smile or been laughing.
Yeah, she had a smile, and she patted her belly, and she said, "It looks like someone dropped the kids off at the pool."
With it.
She's so good.
Oh my gosh. Was your face red?
I didn't know what to say, and she just jumped right back into her meal, And after a few minutes, she noticed, and she thought I didn't like it. She asked me if I didn't like the food, and I said, I just pretended I was feeling sick.
I would have been so grossed out. Like, I've been with my girlfriend like a year and a half now, and I don't even know that she does that still.
Oh my God.
And I don't ever plan on knowing that she does that. So, all right, Danny, I can understand why that would be a turnoff for you.
Yeah, that's why I shook her hand. I needed to get out of there.
All right. Danny, thank you very much for being honest. I'm sorry you had to endure that date.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I'm sorry too, I guess. Is that all that you guys needed today, or?
Yeah, that's just about everything. I'll let her know. Actually, why don't you let her know what the problem was on the date? Because she's actually listening and on the other line right now.
Oh.
Amanda, did you actually say those things, or is he over-exaggerating?
Yeah, I said those things.
You did?
Amanda!
What? Why?
Women do go to the bathroom, and I like to joke around a lot, and I said it in a joking manner, and I was going to be honest with him, you know?
Okay, so the lines that you used, those were jokes, but you really did have to do what you said you were doing?
Yes.
There's truth in every joke, Jubal.
But I don't know why you're being such a stickler about it. I mean, don't you go to the bathroom?
Yes, I do, but I don't tell people like that. I mean, you could have just said, I'm going to go to the restroom or powder your nose or whatever.
Yeah, say that.
But it wasn't a joke. I had to
Amanda!
Dude, I give it up to you, girl.
Amanda, you don't care at all, huh?
I mean, honestly, would you rather me at the table be like, hey, I got to go
No, I don't think that's what Danny's saying.
No, you could have said, I have to go to the bathroom. To say it that way is if, like, I'm your brother and we're hanging out, you know.
Oh.
Well, I'm just descriptive. I'm a joking kind of person, and I'm descriptive, and so I have fun.
I will say, I wish I had a little bit more Amanda in me, because I haven't even talked about poop with my husband and we've been married.
Everyone, guys, be open-minded. Everybody does it. It's a part of our human biological, systems. Like, we all go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but we stopped talking like that when we turned 14.
Amanda, you're telling me no other guy you've dated before has had a problem with this?
No, my last boyfriend, he used to come out of the bathroom and we'd high-five.
Are you serious?
I bet we're going to get a ton of people on the text board who want to go out with you for this reason alone,
Probably.
Amanda. I mean, you're blunt and you're open.
Yeah, I'm honest, guys.
Yeah, I guess you're honest. I just, it's a first date. I mean, when you go out on a first date, you're supposed to, be a little more careful with what you say.
But shouldn't you know me for me? Why should I be hiding things?
Danny, you were attracted to her at one point. Couldn't you see the humor in it?
I mean, she whispered in my ear, dirt snake.
All right, good point.
Yeah.
Well, Danny, I would love to ask if you'll go on a second date with Amanda. We will pay for it.
I guess I can see where she's coming from, and it's great that she's so comfortable with herself, but I honestly can't stop thinking about dirt snake.
Okay, so, Amanda.
Listen, that's just me being who I am, and if he's not comfortable with it, then we're just not compatible.
Amanda, I really enjoyed meeting you, kind of, and, good luck.
Oh.
All right, no second date, Amanda. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm not sorry, guys. That's not.
Yeah.
And you know what? Thank you for letting us all today learn a new phrase in the second date update.
Seriously.
Download a brown load will now be in my vernacular permanently.
Right,
Thank
and
you.
you guys will laugh about it later on.
Yes, we will, Amanda. Man, today's second date update has opened up the floodgates on our text message board at 78592. Texts in like this one. My wife sat on my lap and farted on me on our first date. It was love at first fart. We've been together for 6 years. We crap in front of each other all the time. It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I'm moving 92.5. Why are we getting texts like that? Well, because this girl named Amanda wanted to call this dude named Danny and find out why he wasn't calling her back after their date. She couldn't think of any reason why he wouldn't. Everything went great, except at the end of the night, he gave her a handshake. We called Danny, got him on the phone. Turns out that Amanda is very open with her bodily functions and even uses creative verbiage when telling you that she has to go to the bathroom. Things like on a first date, mind you, leaning over to the table going, "Hey, I'll be back. I got to go download a Brownlow." Just joking around with the guy about taking a number 2, and most people are not comfortable with that. I am one of those people. I've been with my girlfriend about 1.5 years now. Don't even know that she does it.
She doesn't. Don't worry, Jubal. She doesn't.
Never know that.
I don't
even really like knowing when my friends are going to do it. I just go ahead and take care of that business
There's
yourself.
a lot of people on the text board that are cool with it, though, that they say they would go out
No,
with
that's
her.
so many people.
Yeah.
Like, where is she? I'm ready for this girl to be my wife at 78592.
You guys realize she might talk about her time of the month with the same
but she's
freedom.
funny.
Are you excited
She's
for that?
Funny.
It's
she's got a
funny.
sense of humor, and
Is that
some
a sense of
people
humor?
like that. Yeah, absolutely.
It's
I
funny,
can't do
like
it,
the
but
first
good for
couple
her.
times, but imagine being on her 5 years from now. You've been dating for 5 years, okay? After 5 years, nobody's attracted to each other anyway. And then you have to sit there and listen to her continue to make these jokes. You're just like, okay, it's got to stop at some point. Another text in at 78592. This chick is amazing. She's funny, open, hot enough to pick up. This guy is a total tool. Another one that
I see it.
I bet she's as dirty in bed as her dirty mouth.
I
All right,
don't
but
think you want
listen.
that kind of dirty.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a different kind of dirty.
It might be bad. But everybody texting in at 78592, there's not a lot of people that are ripping her for being so open about having to take a Tuesday in the middle of her date.
Second date that I've ever been scarred. Like, I will never, ever
Oh,
forget the
come on.
term
It's definitely
snake.
not the first one I've been scarred, but yeah, that's
So funny.
I still wish I was more like her. I mean, the first time I farted in front of my husband was one of the most embarrassing moments.
You
of my
told
And
us
you know
you
why?
like eat on the toilet and
Yeah.
keep the door open and talk to
Yeah,
each
but
other.
that's only with peeing, Lydia. Peeing is not gross.
But you still keep the door open and have chats with
You're
each other.
still
fine.
sitting on the toilet eating food, talking to your husband, no matter what you're
So
doing.
don't worry, you're like her.
Yeah, you're pretty. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're exactly like this girl. Actually, you're probably
Closed.
worse.
Stay more closed, actually. That'd be more open.
You just wait. That is love right there, is what that is.
I don't know. I never want to be in love, then, that's for sure.
Second date update.
We do lots of second date updates where strange things happen to couples while they're out.
Yeah.
But this might be the strangest.
Really?
Because the date that was supposed to happen never did.
Ooh.
Where did it go?
Wait, it's like a mystery?
Who did it go with?
Dates never happen all the time.
And what would you do for a Klondike bar?
I am so confused by all of this.
Yes, many, many questions that we may
No.
never get answers to.
That's not why I'm confused.
The mystery.
It's the Klondike bar and why you're so mysterious about this. Is that a word?
Well, maybe
No?
we'll just get some
Mystified.
answers by asking Ray, who's on the phone right now and actually has the information that we're looking for. Now, Ray, this sounds a lot like a certain mystery novel I couldn't put down the other night called Ball Gags, Lies, and Dead Guys. Have you heard of that one?
I have not, but I'm hoping we can get to the end of this novel quicker than that, I hope.
Yeah, well, highly recommended, okay? It's a page turner. I was definitely choking something back.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
At least we know this novel doesn't include dead guys, because Ray, you're alive and on the phone with us.
Yeah, 100%. I'm here.
Okay,
Okay.
good.
I'm hoping that your story is as interesting as the one I was reading. So
I bet it's not.
tell us about the girl that you want us to call today. What's her name?
Her name's Kate.
Okay.
Okay, and how'd you meet Kate?
So we met online on an app, yada, yada, yada. Not so interesting. But we hit it off. It seemed great.
Okay.
We were having a great time. We were chatting back and forth, and we decided to, meet up.
Yeah.
Here's where the problem comes in. I'm on my way to her house. My phone dies. I start digging around, no phone charger.
Oh, it's the worst feeling.
all right.
Gosh.
I kind of remember the address. I definitely know the street.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's like old and
How do you navigate? Oh,
Yeah,
my
You
God.
had to pull over, ask for directions?
Well, as for directions, but I'm like, do you guys know Kate?
Yeah.
You could have gone to a gas station and bought a charger for your phone.
Oh, that's actually smart. I didn't ever even
You're
think of
right. But my biggest fear was to be late for my date.
that. Okay, so did you find her apartment?
Well, what I think is the address that Kate lives at is actually the address of this lovely elderly couple.
So you had a date with two old people. Cool.
Well, I did. I spent a good bit of time with them.
So, wait, hold on. You walked up to a house thinking that it was Kate's place, but an elderly couple answered the door and you went in?
Well, an older woman answered the door, and I asked if Kate was there, and she's like, come on in. She didn't quite say Kate didn't live there.
Oh, my God.
I mean, I think they were a little lonely, but it was cool.
So with hanging out with your new old friends, did you find out that this wasn't Kate's house?
I found out right away, but like the lady was so insistent on like helping me find Kate
Oh, no.
that I couldn't leave.
Did these old people not have a cell phone charger for you either?
No, they had one of those like rotary dial phones.
Oh, my God. A landline.
All right, so did they ever locate Kate for you?
They called around to the neighbors and finally figured it out.
Oh, my God.
Old people like have time to do anything. Like you can walk in with a problem and they'll spend the entire week trying to solve it for you.
Well, and all of a sudden, you're like the hot topic of the neighborhood gossip.
I'm sure they're still talking about me today.
So wait, what happened? Did you meet Kate?
I went over there and it was not good.
Oh. No. Was she mad that you were late?
Yeah, I mean, she definitely was a little bit upset because like I was over an hour late.
Yeah.
She didn't even like want to hear that I was like talking to her neighbor. These old people, like she was over it.
So she hasn't even heard your cute story about your cute old friends now?
When I started to explain to her like what had happened, she told me to like get off her property, and if I didn't get off, she was going to call the cops for trespassing.
Oh, that's a positive response.
Probably a good sign that she wanted to see you in handcuffs.
I don't think that's what we take from that.
Well, I mean later, but like after dinner, I think.
Yeah.
So the date never happened, and so we know why, obviously. She's not calling you back, and you're just hoping we can convince her to go out again?
I'm hoping you can like try to explain to her that it wasn't intentional. Like, I mean, I made some new old friends, I guess.
So how long did you stay outside of her house yelling at her until you finally decided to go home?
I don't know, 5 minutes. Not enough to like cause a scene.
Okay, that's
All
good.
right.
It wasn't crazy.
But I did end up going back over to the old folks' home and hang out with them.
Okay, well.
Yeah, they were so nice.
What?
And I felt bad for them because they were like, if it doesn't work out, come back over here. So I did.
Oh, my God.
What did they say about Kate? I mean, you told them the whole story. They're obviously vested in your love life at this point.
They felt terrible for me. They said that any girl would be lucky to have me.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, that is classic
grandma,
old
grandpa.
people.
They pinched his cheek.
Yeah.
All right,
Look how
so
adorable he is, Henry.
you haven't been able to reach Kate at all.
Not at all.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her?
Well, a few, but not too many. Like a couple texts and one phone call.
Okay, so not a crazy amount. That's a good sign. I think we can salvage this. I think she was just angry in the moment. Now that she has time to calm down, she hears the story. We're getting you a second date.
I agree.
Or if not that, at least a partner at the bingo game. So there's going to be a positive that comes out of this. We're going to play a song, come back, and call Kate, try and get you a second date update, okay?
Oh, my God. Thank you, guys. That'd be huge. I feel like I totally screwed this up.
All right. Yeah, we're going to try and fix it for you. Hold on.
Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for part 2 of the second date update, we're on the phone with Ray. Ray never actually met up with his date.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess he kind of did.
Yeah.
But his phone died. He was very late, so she ended up just yelling at him and threatening to call the cops. Not the most successful date we've ever heard, but not the least successful.
That is true. That's also a true statement. I honestly think it could be way worse.
Yeah.
I've
And
done way worse.
Yeah.
you know what? I believe that, Ray.
Yeah.
And you never got to explain that you were just down the road at some old couple's house smoking a J while playing Boulder Dash.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. We were watching Jeopardy with a J.
Well, we're going to find out a little bit more. Are you ready to call Kate here?
I would love a second chance with this girl.
I think you've got, like I said, maybe before, but I was even thinking about it more. I think there's no way this girl is not going to give you a second chance, right? She was super mad in the moment, not because of you, but because of all the bad dating experiences she's had. And I think she's not calling you back now because she's embarrassed. Like, how embarrassing to overreact like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she didn't even really know what she was overreacting to. She was just like, "You're an hour late. That's ridiculous." And I 100% respect that.
Yeah, for sure.
See, it's good that you understand that. This is going to be fine.
All right. Well, we're going to call Kate right now and try and get your second date update, okay?
That would be so great. Thanks, guys.
All right. I'm dialing the phone number now. Here we go.
Hello?
Hi, can I talk to Kate, please?
This is she.
Hi, Kate. My name's Young Jeffrey from the radio. Do you have a moment to chat?
What's this about?
This is about something that we do on our show called a second date update.
Okay. What does that mean?
Hurry, Jeff.
You're very
Sorry.
businesslike. That's a good point.
Fast. Okay. It's where someone reaches out to us because they went on a date and then they're getting blown off. So we call that person, try and figure out why.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so explain it to me.
Oh my God, you're stressing me out
Yeah,
just
I
talking
know.
like this.
It's just someone likes you and you're not calling them back and they want a second chance. They want to explain themselves.
Okay.
And the person who reached out about you, his name is Ray.
Oh.
I know it's a little different because you and Ray never actually went out.
Well, I mean, he was over an hour late. Like, who does that?
Yeah.
You heard that.
Ray does.
Yeah, and you know what? I wasn't even going to go out with him after he showed up anyway.
Well,
Why?
I mean, he had a really good reason for being late. Did you hear him out at all?
No, I just saw him pull up in my driveway, so I didn't need to hear what he had to say.
Oh, well, you should have.
It may have changed your mind if you actually heard his excuse.
Well, whatever. He was driving American.
What?
He's an American.
Huh?
Like, that matters. The car was American.
American made?
Duh, I just said that.
Okay, I'm just trying to clarify.
I don't get it either. So you're not calling him back because of the car he was driving?
Yeah, you'd think that he would be driving like a Maserati or a Mercedes or like a Beamer, but he was in a Ford. And like, I'm not going to be caught dead in a Taurus.
What? Wait, hold on. Why would you assume people are in a Beamer and a Maserati?
Yeah.
Because in his dating profile, it said that he makes over 6 figures. And like, you don't drive a Taurus when you're making over 6 figures.
That's actually not true. You do drive a Taurus if you're making over 6 figures and you're good with your money because cars are wastes of money.
Brooke's rich and she drives a Subaru.
That sounds really lame, actually. Like, if you have a ton of money, don't you want people to see it? You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to ask me what I make if I'm driving a Jaguar or whatever.
So,
Rich people, you do know someone's rich if they drive a Jaguar.
Well, it is kind of weird to put that in your dating profile, to brag about money and then not brag about it in other areas of your life. I could see
Absolutely
that.
Kate, you know what? You're right. Ray should answer these questions. Ray, explain yourself.
I would love to explain myself.
Ray?
Yeah, we didn't tell you. Ray's actually been on the other line listening during this whole conversation.
Oh, come on.
That's how these work.
You didn't tell me that he was on the other line. I thought I was just talking to you guys.
Yeah.
You sound pretty passionate about your stance on American-made cars. I mean...
Well, absolutely. I mean, what is the point of having money if you're not going to spend any of it?
Yeah, Ray.
Yeah, where's your Porsche, Ray?
Wait, hold on. Why am I going to spend my money on a car that just loses money the moment I buy it? Like, I'd rather spend my money on experiences and, like, enjoyment in life.
Girls don't want experiences and joy. They want material things, Ray.
I don't need a nice car, but the guy that I'm with does, so that, like, I can feel great in it, you know?
Are you for real? Like,
yes.
that's
so
what financially
fun to be
secure is to you?
Yeah, when you're with a man who has a nice car, like, everyone knows that you're safe and secure, and like that's the guy that's going to take care of you.
I don't know if you've seen like the Consumer Reports like on the Taurus, but it's pretty safe. You're going to live through any of this.
It's a good point, Ray.
And I assure you, we're going to have a nice dinner wherever we go. Like, I don't know why.
But, like, why would you pull up to a valet in a Taurus? You know, like the valet's.
Well, I know the valet's not going to like take it for like a test drive like Ferris Bueller.
That's true.
Kate, wait a minute. You're basing, like, listen to yourself. You're basing your dating decisions off what the valet thinks of who you're out with. Like, that is such a stupid idea.
Hold on.
Well, no, I think that that's actually, like, it's how I feel.
And that's what I like, and that's what makes me feel good.
Yeah, women empowerment there.
No, it's not women empowerment.
Yeah.
It's materialism.
Yeah,
If
you want to ride
nice
in a
car,
powerful
Kate,
car that goes from 0
it.
to 100 in under 3.
Oh, my
I
God.
feel you, girl.
Yeah, I mean, you show up, and that's first impression, and it didn't seem fun.
Seriously, does it matter what kind of car I drive? I have money. I make tons of money.
Oh, God.
I just don't waste it on dumb cars.
All right, then tell me one thing that you've actually spent money on. Like, it doesn't have to be a car, just something that's fun. Like, what have you bought that's expensive?
What?
I like this.
For real? That's what you want to know? Like, what brings
Yeah,
me
I'm
pleasure that I
curious.
spent money on? Like,
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is.
Seriously, I want to know.
for your information, for my mom's birthday, I bought her a Louis Vuitton handbag.
Ooh, those
Oh,
are expensive.
that's pricey.
That's a couple
Well,
grand.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. And, like, do you buy gifts for people, like, lots of times?
What?
Okay.
What? No, stop. Kate, you are the most materialistic, superficial person I've ever heard.
I don't really need to hear from you. I'm asking Ray the questions, okay?
Okay. All right, Ray, what's your answer?
Quiet, bro.
Yeah, Brooke. Support women for once.
Yeah, I mean, I spend money on people that mean a lot to me.
Aw.
Okay. Well, maybe I was just a little harsh before, but you know what? If you apologize to me, then I can give you another chance.
Oh, what a coincidence.
Okay, this is going better.
Is it? Is it going better? This sounds terrible to me.
Well, I mean, like, I was trying to tell you when I got there, I was sorry. I never even told you the story about, like, my cell phone. Like, these guys have all heard it.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but, like, can't you just save that story for our next date?
Uh-oh.
All right, I think that's my cue to
my
jump in
God.
here and ask Kate, would you like to go out on another date with Ray here? We'll pay for it.
I mean,
Actually, better yet, Ray will prove how much money he has by paying for it himself.
Oh, my God.
Hey, guys, let me save my money for the third date.
All right, we're back to paying for it again.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, Kate, are you going out with him again?
I think so, because he seems really down to earth.
What?
That's your response?
You found out
Wait.
about a purse and he's
Wait.
down to earth.
Did you not hear about his Louis handbag for his mom? I mean, that is so sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brooke, shame on you.
Yeah, I'm... Ray, there is no way you want to go out with this woman.
I don't see the problem with going out with her.
What?
That was
Why are you
goal.
worried?
Kate's whole idea for her future plan is just to marry a rich dude. That's not a plan,
That
man.
sounds like a pretty solid plan to me,
What?
Kate.
It's not a plan, Kate.
Ray, just so you know, the next date, we're going to take my car.
Oh, what do you drive?
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of curious now.
Well, it doesn't matter, Ray. It's better than anything that you have.
I've got money on a Jetta. Anybody else?
Look,
All right, well, I
oh.
think this is a success. Congratulations, you two.
Oh my God.
Thank
I'm so
you.
disappointed.
You're going to have beautiful, rich babies together.
Perfect.
You see, guys, it's not about the type of car you drive.
No, it's just about how much money you have.
Yeah.
That's what we learned.
that's where true love is.
Moving 92.5. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
You know, I did something the other day for the first time in my life.
You apologized.
No, never. It's something that you probably all are going to be like, you probably should have done that when you were like 8 years old, but I tried to fly a kite.
You've never done that?
No, I've never flown a kite before. And
It
actually,
explains
childhood?
so much of
Right?
why you are how
Yeah.
you are.
And now it makes you way creepier because I'm imagining just you by yourself.
with
and
a bunch of little kids around me. Cool, it's in the air. It was hard. I couldn't get it to work. It was very frustrating. It was like a little kid's kite, and I was like, "Oh, try this." And
Really?
first time ever. It's
need-
very difficult.
You need wind.
Well, there was wind.
Oh, okay.
And everybody else had their kite flying but me. And I was like, no wonder I never did this. This is stupid. Yeah. I bring it up because Josh is on the phone with us this morning for the second date update, and Josh took his date kite flying.
That's
Wow,
awesome.
I've never heard of that.
I
That is
love that as
interesting.
a date.
How you doing, Josh?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good. I hear you're quite the kitesman. Is that what they call it?
Kitesman, yeah.
Okay.
Do you do like tricks and stuff? I mean, are you an impressive? I'm serious. Are you an impressive kite flyer?
Yeah, kind of. I am. I mean, it is a bit challenging, but it's kind of fun. You can make the kite sort of turn in circles, and
Yeah.
you do it just right, so it's really cool.
Mine just hit the ground. And then I tore it up and threw it away. Tell us a little bit about the girl you want us to call today. Her name is Nicole?
Yeah, it is.
All right. And what'd you like about her?
She was pretty, and we're kind of the same height, so that's kind of cool. I don't want to be the short guy because I kind of am short.
Oh, okay.
A little bit, but yeah, she just was really down to earth as opposed to my kites. So she was one of my coworkers, and
Josh, did you?
I don't really date a whole lot. So
Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Josh? Did you just say down to earth, unlike my kites?
yeah.
That's so wonderful. I was not expecting a kite joke this early in the morning. Thank you for that.
I try.
Did she seem to enjoy your kite date?
Yeah, she did. I mean, I didn't really tell her that I was going to have a kite, but we met, and I had my backpack there, and I was like, oh, I have a surprise for you, and she's like, oh, what is it? What is it? Excited, and I pulled out my kite, and so it was really cool,
What was the look on her face when you pulled out the kite? I mean, was she just relieved that you weren't pulling out a weapon, or?
She was like, oh, okay, like something different. It seemed like maybe, oh, here's something different, not your average, bottle of wine or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a cool thing to go
Me
to
too.
a park and fly a kite. Like, I can't think of anything to do but dinner.
Yeah,
ever.
me too.
So
I think it's awesome.
it's nice that you have something creative and a skill that you can take the girl out and do something different.
Yeah, and once we got going, she seemed to be pretty impressed. It's not just like a kite from the grocery store or something. It's a professional kite, and because I do this a lot as a hobby, and it's just not easy to fly a kite, and there's a lot of intricacies to it, how you hold the string and how you pull, and which way your arms go, and the air pressure, and there's drag from the wind. And
Yeah,
so
I've seen those dudes out there that can make them, like dive down almost to the ground and make them flip back up in the air.
Yeah. And that can be. I felt like that could be really impressive. And when it got going, I thought she was impressed, and she took the string as well and was able to fly it and got it up in the air. And so it was nice interaction there. I felt like it was good to accomplish something.
Did you stand behind her and help her guide the ropes?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's all shy about it. Yeah.
How did everything end with you when the date was over? Did you guys do anything other than hang out and fly your kite?
Well, we flew the kite, and then we just had a few minutes to sit down and talk, and time flies when you're flying a kite. There you go. There's another one for you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, time flying.
Just killing it.
So, she said that she had to go, and I just was like, hey, let's do it again. And she was like, oh, I'll see you later, or something like that. I don't know. I was so nervous. And then she left.
Josh, how was the conversation? Because I'm not knocking you by any means, but I'm imagining if you were really nervous that.
Yeah, I did fumble a little bit here and there, but listening to you guys, I try to take cues from the best, and you guys are so cool and witty, and so I'm trying to come up with good stuff to say,
Well, that's nice of you, but I can't fly a kite, and you can. So I think that you've got one up on me there.
A little bit, yeah. So, but she was nice. She seemed to enjoy the conversation. So, I mean, I felt like, second date. This has got to, it really does seem like that might happen.
How many times have you tried to get a hold of her since you went on the date?
Well, I've called her a couple of times, and I haven't left a message. I just want to talk in person to say, will you go out with me again, or say, I had a really nice time.
Well, you could always leave a voicemail that just says, hey, call me back.
Yeah, I thought about that too, and then, of course, I got nervous and hung up. So.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Josh.
Well, we will play a song.
Oh, goodness.
Come back, call her, and get your second date update, all right?
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome, man. Hang on, okay?
Okay.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
Josh is on the phone with us. He wants us to call a girl named Nicole this morning. Josh is quite the kitesman. Is that the right word, Josh? What would you call it? You're good at flying kites.
Yeah, kitesman.
Kitesman, you like that?
Ah.
I didn't even know if that's a word or I just created it, but I like it. I think that's a way you should describe yourself to everybody.
I am a kitesman.
Josh the kitesman is on the phone with us. He took the girl that he wants us to call this morning, Nicole, out on a date to fly kites.
It's his
He
hobby.
wanted to impress her with his hobby.
Yeah, it's creative.
Maybe, Josh, maybe you're not as good at flying kites as you think you are, and it was a big turnoff for her. You ever think about that?
I don't know what would be more disappointing.
if she just didn't like you or if she just thought you were a bad flight kiter. Which one would hurt you more?
I know exactly. Why? He's a horrible kite flyer. Why would I go out with him?
Oh, gosh.
Then there's nothing you can think of that happened on your date that was odd?
No, I don't think so. I thought it went really well.
Yeah, Josh, just because I like to prepare for the worst here, what is the worst case scenario for you right now?
Oh, I guess maybe just rejection. I mean, like, as I really like this girl, and it's been so long since I've had even a date, let alone a good date, and it would be certainly disappointing. But I am hoping for the best, positive outlook,
All right, we're about to call her right now. You ready to go?
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, man. Good luck. I'm going to dial the number.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Nicole, please?
This is?
Nicole, this is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. I'm moving 92.5. How are you?
Hi. Why are you calling?
Just to check in. We check in with people once in a while to see if they've listened to our radio program and do a little bit. It's called research. So, what's your favorite Katy Perry song?
Teenage Dream?
Nice. All right.
Jubal, get to the point.
The point is to just do a little research. While we have her on the phone, we might as well.
There we go.
Nicole, I'm actually calling you for another reason than to just find out your musical tastes and if you listen to our show.
Oh. Okay.
You recently went out on a date with one of our listeners.
Uh-huh.
And you've been blowing him off and not returning his phone calls, so he emailed us because he wants to know why.
Okay. Who is it?
Well, I'll describe him, and I'll describe him with one word. A kitesman. He's quite the kitesman. Does that make sense to you?
Oh, God. Okay.
He likes to fly kites. His name is Josh, and he's a listener to our show. Emailed us to get a hold of you and find out why you're not calling him back.
Oh.
Was it the kite flying thing?
God.
You didn't like the way he flew kites?
I feel bad saying anything. He's so nice.
Yeah, but he's also the one that emailed us because he wants to know. Think about it this way: if he did something weird on the date, or he's like doing something wrong on the dating scene, you could be the one to at least help him out and let him know and be honest with him if nobody else will be.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll tell us?
All right.
All right, perfect. What did you not like about him?
It's nice that he wanted to do something different, and it wasn't just a typical movie date. But he kept talking incessantly about kites, and it was just.
We talked to him on the phone because he wanted to tell us a little bit about your date. And yeah, you can tell he's really, really, really into kites.
And he's trying to share something that he likes with you, and he's probably just nervous, and, that's what he knows, so he's most comfortable talking about that.
Yeah, I didn't know that, people actually flew kites and, knew the mechanics and engineering and all this stuff about it. So it kept trying to, move us in a different direction, hey, you want me to go grab us something to eat? And he was like, no, there's more tricks I want to show you.
He was trying so hard to impress you.
So you're picturing if you went out on another date with him and actually started dating the guy, you'd play second fiddle to his kite, basically. You'll always be his girlfriend, but he's married to his kite.
Come on.
That's how you felt it would be like?
Yeah. I mean, he was saying things like, this was the best gust I've ever seen. What? I didn't know.
But couldn't you
reply to that? And so I just didn't.
But don't you kind of like a person that can be passionate and kind of dork out about what they really love? I mean, granted, he took it too far, but
no, I mean, I think it's great that he has passion. I just didn't connect to it. It was kind of like when someone's talking incessantly about a subject that you don't care about, you just want them to shut up.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Why didn't you tell him that? Because he's tried to call you a few times. Did you think about answering the phone, or did you just send it to voicemail and not want to talk to him?
I just couldn't. He's so nice. I just thought, okay, maybe I'll just not answer the phone a whole bunch of times when he calls, and maybe he'll get the picture and he'll stop.
Well, I do have to tell you this. Unfortunately, you're going to have to talk to him now. Because he's actually on the other line listening to everything that you just said.
Oh, Josh.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
What'd you think about what Nicole said, man?
I'm kind of a little surprised. I thought we were having a really good time. I thought, teaching her something new was good, and that's kind of what, my friend sort of said, hey, you should try to teach her something new, and so that's what I went with. And Nicole, I just thought you had a good time.
Well, it's not that I had like a terrible time. It was just that it wasn't about like us. It was about me watching you do tricks with a kite. I know nothing about you, so.
Yeah, I thought like if I, spin the kite around and do some tricks, I just wanted to be impressive because, I can't like do hurdles or anything like that, or throw a football really well. So I thought maybe if I do a trick with a kite, then that might be kind of cool. And I just wanted to impress you because you're so nice and smart, and I just really liked you a lot. And you're so pretty, and I just wanted to do something different other than like eat or something.
No, I appreciate it. I really appreciate that you thought of doing something different. Talking about the G-force of something and the mechanics of kite, and I wasn't even following what you were talking about.
Josh, could you maybe see where you needed to ask her more questions about herself?
I was so nervous that I thought maybe if I put a little energy into the kite experience that perhaps she might it might work out. But I guess that was a wrong choice. I love kites. I think it's so great to fly, and we can't fly with our own arms, and so it's nice to have a kite in the air and be free kind of.
Nicole, did you have fun flying the kite for a little while?
It was interesting. Yeah, I've never done that before. So, I'm not into it the same way.
Yeah, right.
okay.
Of course. You don't have to be necessarily to date somebody. Josh, do you have other interests than your kite?
Yeah, I do, of course. I'm not closed off to one single thing, of course.
Okay. I mean, kites are your favorite thing, but you definitely have...
Kites are just, kites are my favorite thing, my favorite hobby, but I do like other things.
Nicole, would you be interested in learning other things that Josh is interested in?
Yeah.
Or better yet, you could even teach Josh something that you know.
Oh.
Oh.
I'd love that. Really would. Yeah, that would be great.
Well, then how about we send you out on another date? We will pay for it.
Sure.
You would?
Hey.
Good for you.
I guess I'd be okay with finding out more stuff about Josh.
Perfect. Then we will pay for you guys to go out again. Josh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to getting to know you a little bit more, Nicole.
Yeah.
That's good, Josh. That's a good first step.
So, Josh, maybe prepare some other things to talk about than your kite, okay? You got to step up big on this next date.
I know, I will, and I've got my notepad out right now.
I actually believe him that he has his notepad out.
Me too.
Text in during that whole thing. Make it stop. It's getting worse. It's 78592. Well, at least he got a second date out of it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised, actually. I did not think that she was going to go out with him again.
You think?
No.
I mean, I think he was well-meaning. He was
Yeah.
trying to share
I
one of his hobbies, try and be creative.
I didn't think she was going to be able to get over his obsession with kites.
He's a kitesman.
I'd be interested to see if she would have gone out with him without the radio help.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we did a lot of good there.
I think we actually helped
Yeah.
somebody out for once. Another text in at 78592. He sounds like a real-life 40-year-old virgin. I'm assuming he probably is.
Oh, sweet
Anyway,
man.
it was successful for him. Congratulations, Josh. Good job. Remember, if you want a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, Brooke and Jubal at moving925.com. We will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The girl on the phone for today's second date update met the dude that she wants to call in one of the scariest places ever. A bookstore.
I thought you were going to say like a funeral home or
No,
something.
bookstore. Who goes into those places these days?
I do.
Whew, they scare me. They creep me out. Anyway,
my God.
Diana, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh,
Good, good. So you said you met the guy at a bookstore?
I went to a book signing for a cookbook because I really like this chef because he's paleo, and I'm really into that right now.
paleo, is he kind of like a douchey gym dude?
No, that's what was so weird.
That's just what I'm figuring. Like, all I had today was bacon. Like, I woke up and I ate like bacon, then I washed my mouth with bacon mouthwash, and then I had a bacon sandwich before I hit the door. Paleo.
Remember, she may be a douchey gym girl, so I don't know that I trust your opinion on that one.
I'm not. I have to be gluten-free, so I'd rather just be paleo because it's way more interesting than gluten-free crappy bread.
Okay.
So you met him at this book signing for this paleo cookbook.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we were talking in line, and his name is Mike, and when we left, he asked me for my number, and I was like, okay, sure, why not? And so he called me, like, the next day, and he was like, hey, can we make dinner plans? And I said, sure.
Way to go, Mike, calling the next day and everything.
I know, that never happens, right?
Yeah.
And so, so he asked me to take me out to dinner, and I actually even let him pick me up at my apartment, which hardly ever happens, right?
Yeah.
This is
You
like
usually don't want somebody to know where you live if you've only met them like for a brief moment in time.
Yeah, but it's a dude from a bookstore. How bad can it be?
And I love my initial reaction is like, that's so romantic. And Jubal's is, you're going to get yourself killed.
Yeah. Not safe.
See, I agree with Jubal because that's how I normally am. Usually the first time you meet somebody, you meet out somewhere so that you're not in the same predicament.
Yeah, we trust no one.
I know. You get me, Brooke. You get me.
So how did it go? How'd dinner go?
So he picked me up, and we started talking in the car on the way to dinner, and I said something, I guess this was stupid to say. I don't know. Like, I said, this is the first time I've been with a guy in a long time.
Ooh. And did his smile? Did he suddenly start smiling? Like, all right, why did we even bother with dinner?
Yeah, we're doing that.
No, I meant to say like out with a guy, not like with a guy. Like, I don't know. Like now that I hear myself saying it, I'm like, oh yeah, that might have been bad. You know, like he might have. Who knows what he was thinking about that?
He's like, wow, she doesn't even know how the birds and the bees work.
So like, what is he thinking? Like I was a lesbian and now I'm out with a guy, or?
Did he address it, or did it seem to just kind of go away?
No, he didn't really say anything. He was just smiling. So I was just really happy when we got to the restaurant.
And was dinner good, or did you make some more mistakes? Like, oh, this is the first time I've ever been with a carrot. I mean, had a carrot.
That is so disturbing.
Had a carrot.
I'm
ate a carrot at dinner. Did any more of that kind of stuff happen?
No.
Okay.
No, dinner was great. We were laughing. We were talking. You know, everything was fine, and we were having a great time. I thought so. And then at one point, something just happened. Like out of nowhere, his mood just changed.
Changed how?
He just wasn't laughing. He just became like stoic looking all of a sudden.
Really?
Did you say something offensive?
I don't think so. I think at that point we were just talking about bacon, actually, of all things.
Wow, I'm offended.
It's so funny that you said that earlier.
He's a vegetarian. That's what happened.
Screwed everything up.
Yeah.
So really, just out of the blue, his whole demeanor changed.
Yeah, he just got really quiet, wasn't making eye contact with me anymore. He wasn't smiling. He started looking at his phone a lot.
And how was everything at the end of the night? Was he the same way, or did it pick back up?
Well, I mean, when he kept looking at his phone, I just asked him, I was like, we can go if you want to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did he say?
And he's like, yeah, that's great. And so...
That's not good.
What did you do, Diana?
I don't know. I really was... That's why I need your help. But I don't know what I did.
Did you ever ask him, like, what's going on? Are you okay? Or...
I mean, I did ask him. I was like, is everything okay? Are you feeling okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm fine. And just, it was so cold. It was completely different than, like, the rest of the evening.
Wow.
Yeah. Sounds like you guys had a really not awkward drive home.
I mean, but he opened the car door for me and, like, gave me a hug and said goodnight and walked back to his car.
So you at least got a hug. Judging by your story, I was going to guess that he just kicked you out going like 60.
Tuck and roll.
Yeah. All right. See you later, lady. That was a fun date. And you haven't heard anything from him since?
No.
Sounds like you didn't hear anything from him like halfway through your date. But...
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll play a song, come back, call him, and get your second date update, all right?
Thank you.
Yep. Hang on.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
It's always really confusing when you're talking to somebody and everything's going well, and then all of a sudden the mood changes. Yeah, I was in this conversation with my dad the other day, this deep conversation. Everything's cool, and then I slowly reached across and tweaked his nipple.
What? It's your
And
dad,
then
dude.
his whole demeanor just changed. For me, perfectly normal. But for him, apparently that was weird. And then he didn't want to talk to me for the rest of the day.
God.
Whatever.
Most dads love nipple tweaking.
Same kind of thing happened to Diana, who's on the phone for a second date update right now. She went out with a guy named Mike. They were having a great time. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of dinner, his mood just completely changed.
Yeah,
he was on his phone, not paying attention to her. And then she said, well, I guess we can go. And he's like, yeah, we should probably just go. And then he dropped her off at her house, and he hasn't been heard from since. So we're about to call him and find out what went wrong.
Yeah, I really just don't know what happened, and I just really would like to, figure it out and get some closure with it.
I don't have any guesses for you on this one. Like, he seemed like such a gentleman leading up to it. He picked you up. He opened doors.
That's the thing. He was a gentleman when we were leaving, too. He, dropped me off. He gave me a hug. He was very sweet. Yeah. I don't get it. I just don't get it.
You didn't tweak his nipple or anything.
Not to my recollection, no.
I'm going to dial his phone number right now, get him on the phone, and get your second date update. Are you ready?
Yes, kind of.
Hello?
Hi, can I speak to Mike, please?
Yes, him.
Hey, Mike, how are you? This is Jubal from Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
What? From the radio show?
Yeah. Mike, are you a listener to the show?
I think I may have heard you for like a brief second, but then I turned the station real quick.
I don't blame you.
Awesome.
You
Okay.
know? Most people. It's like my mom.
Sweet. Thanks, Mike. Well, we actually got an email from somebody who listens to our show a lot more than you have.
Yeah.
Her name is Diana, and you recently went out on a date with her. And she wanted me to call you to find out why you're not calling her back.
All right. That's pretty weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little strange,
It's a
Mike.
segment we do on our show all the time called the second date update. If you'd listened for more than 2 seconds, you would have known that, Mike. So Diana is confused why you're not calling her back.
Because I didn't want to go out on a second date with her.
Got
Well,
that.
I mean,
We've
she-
got that out of the way. But what we're wondering is there a certain reason? Did she do anything wrong, or did you just not feel a vibe?
It was just, I don't know. It was just kind of like an uncomfortable date. I just didn't feel like we had any chemistry, and yeah.
Do you mind if I recap what she told us, and then you tell me if it's correct?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, she said that you guys met at a bookstore, and then you went out for dinner, and when you were at dinner, everything was going great until like the middle of the date, and then you just kind of shut off and stopped talking to her.
She said that?
Yeah.
I mean, she was the one that stopped talking.
What do you mean?
She stopped talking to me.
That was not what her story was at all. According to her, you stopped talking, and the whole time she was like trying to get you to open up again, and you were on your phone, and then the date ended.
I was there, and she's definitely the one that stopped talking to me. Like, I don't know, maybe it was something that I said that made her feel uncomfortable. I really don't know.
What are you she said that you guys were just talking about bacon. And then things got weird.
We were talking about bacon, but that wasn't the topic that made the date uncomfortable. That wasn't what started the bad vibes.
So
Okay, what was it?
Did, yeah.
Well, whenever I go out on dates, like I always like to ask, like interesting questions that, just kind of make you think, and also initiate like good conversation.
Uh-huh.
And I asked her, what is your greatest fear? And she said, bears. And right after she said bears, the entire vibe changed. The entire vibe. That's when things got really uncomfortable. She was very awkward after that. Very easily startled. It was
What?
Easily
super
startled.
Like just
Easily startled?
Just thinking of bears made her frightful.
Yeah, I don't know what it was, but like, even for example, like the waiter brought her food and from behind just kind of placed her food down in front of her, and she was startled. Like that startled her a lot. It was almost as if like a bear delivered the food.
Wait, was she like previously attacked by a bear and she's having flashbacks all of a sudden?
She didn't give me any information. It was just she said bear and then she completely checked out. That was pretty much it.
Oh my God, Mike, you're lying.
What was that?
Mike, that is Diana.
Diana's on the phone right now?
Yeah.
Yes, I am. And what the hell are you even talking about?
So you're denying that you didn't check out when I brought up your greatest fear and you said bear. So that didn't happen.
No, that didn't happen at all. I was talking the entire time, and you checked out completely.
Then how come whenever I brought up your biggest fear and you said bears, you were staring off into the distance, you weren't even looking at me, you weren't paying attention at all? It's like I didn't even feel like I was on a date anymore.
Whoa.
No, we were talking about bacon. And then all of a sudden you checked out and started looking at your phone, and you didn't have any eye contact anymore. You checked out, dude. And we were talking about bacon. Oh, no.
Who's telling the truth
was it-
here? I'm so confused.
Is it the bears or the bacon?
I don't know.
Guys, I honestly don't know, but I feel like she needs to go see a therapist about this bear situation. I don't know why she's denying this right now, but I am 100% certain that she is terrified of bears or the word bear. I really don't know at this point.
Diana, are you scared of bears?
It's a word.
Just to clarify, I don't like bears. But you know what? They don't petrify me, and I don't think about them and, like, get all scared and stuff. You know what I mean? It's a bear.
It sounded like you were screaming at every move that other people made because you thought you were about to be attacked.
That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, I'm not scared of bears.
All right. Well, I hate to ask an awkward question that might shut everything down.
Uh-oh.
It sounds like that's what we have a problem with here. But, Mike, would you like to go out on a second date with Diana? We will pay for it.
I don't think that's a great idea. Obviously, she's very unaware of her trigger words.
Oh, my God.
I think that,
You know what? That's fine, because I'd rather, if I go out with you again, I'm going to wear a bear costume.
maybe that might help you get through whatever it is that you experience.
Well,
so strange.
Mike, thank you for your time. And I do agree with you. Maybe the bear costume is a good thing.
Therapeutic.
Diana, I'm sorry you did not get a second date.
That's okay. Thank you so much for calling and letting me know what happened.
Oh, my God, I feel so unresolved by all of this. I don't know if it was the bacon or the bears, and it's driving me crazy.
And listen, Diana, if you need a good counselor to help you with your bears, I got like 4 that I go to, so I can hook you up with a number, okay?
Thank you.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.
Text in at 78592 that says, I've never been so confused in my life.
I'm with you.
It's Brooke and Jubal in the morning. I think that makes everybody.
Yeah.
Getting lots of texts in at 78592 saying, what? I don't understand what the problem was. We're talking about the second date update. This girl, Diana, wanted to call a guy named Mike. They went out to eat. They had dinner. And she says that while they were talking about bacon, because they're paleo, he just got cold and stopped talking to her and ended the date.
Yeah.
Then we got him on the phone, and he says that he likes to ask people on first dates what their biggest fear is because it can tell a lot about a person.
It's interesting. Like, I've never been asked that.
It's a good
Kinda
question.
cool. Yeah.
He says that she said her biggest fear was bears, and then she stopped talking and kind of looked like she was startled by everything because she's so scared of bears.
He said that he thought bear may be her trigger word.
Yeah.
Like it was that bad.
And she does not agree with any of his assessment on what happened.
She's like, I wasn't cold at all. I wasn't even thinking about bears after that. And he's like, yeah, you were. You weren't even talking to me. You were just looking off in the distance thinking about being mauled by a bear. And then when the waiter came up, you got startled because you were so scared of bears. And then she's saying, well, I was talking about bacon and you just stopped talking and then ended the date. So maybe they both have triggers and they don't even know it. Like bears is her trigger word and bacon is this guy's trigger word.
Someone texted in a good question. Were they even on the same date?
Yeah, right?
Maybe we just got 2 random people who happen to have gone out with the same names.
Somebody else texted in and said, I think the only thing you need to do is go to the restaurant and interview the waiter who helped them.
I think we do need to take it a step
And ask
further.
them.
You're right.
And they'll be like, I don't know. I asked them if they wanted a Caesar salad, and they both stopped talking to me. It's very confusing. But if you want to do a second date update, all you have to do is email the show, and we will call the person who didn't call you back.
Moving 92.5.
Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal's second date update.
The guy on the phone for a second date update today thinks he's not getting a call back because of what he chose to eat for dinner.
What?
And let me tell you, when you guys hear what he ate for dinner, you're going to agree because it's crazy.
What are you talking
I can't
about?
believe that he would actually do this on a date. It's nuts. Out of control, I think,
oh my gosh.
actually.
I think it's going to blow my mind here in a second.
His name is Kyle. Kyle, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I don't think what I ate on the date was that crazy.
Hey.
But
Before we get into your crazy dinner choice, I first want to know how you met the girl that you went out with.
so I met this girl named Lena at the local bar that I go to. And
Okay.
I was sitting down at the end of the bar, and there was this table. There were like 3 girls there. And I was actually kind of trying to make eyes at one of Lena's friends. But as I walked over, like Lena thought that I had been making eyes at her. And she was really cute. But when I walked up to the table, she looked at me and goes, "Go ahead, give me your cheesy pickup line."
Are you
Oh, really?
serious? I mean, were you excited about that? Or were you like awkward? How do I let her know that I'm actually trying to hit on her friend?
I actually really kind of liked that she just immediately kind of punched me in the nose. Like, I like that kind of challenges and doesn't just, that tells you there's something special about them.
That should have been your cheesy pickup line. You should have been like, actually, I was wondering if your friend is single. So you walked over there to talk to one of her friends, and she talked to you first, and then you were, I mean, I guess not stuck talking to her because you seem like you like her enough to do a second date update, but you just had to switch your game up and start talking to her.
I just had to switch it up just a little bit. And, my pickup line was, huh? I mean, that was my response.
So,
Yeah, really smooth.
did you guys end up going out or did you just hang out that night?
We had one drink together, and she was just really cool. I had to go. I was meeting my parents for dinner, and so I gave her my number, and she actually called me.
Okay. Wow. I like this girl. She's really forward.
Yeah, it's
You know?
awesome.
She was really cool, and I mean, dinner was awesome. I picked her up for dinner, took her out, nice restaurant. I wanted to, impress her. I really, thought there could potentially be something there. And
let's talk about the dinner for a second, because your email said that you think the item that you chose to eat might be scaring her off. And after reading your email, I've got to say, I agree wholeheartedly, you madman.
What did you order? This is killing me because I can't imagine ever not calling a guy over what he ate.
I just ordered a salad.
That's what I'm talking about.
But wait, like a dinner salad or like a side salad or like a meal salad? It doesn't matter. There's a big difference.
It doesn't
There is.
really matter. The point is, Kyle, why do you think ordering a salad is not getting you a call back?
Well, I mean, some girls that I've been on dates with have seemed offended that at dinner I only ordered like a small salad.
Really?
I mean, I tell them they can eat whatever they want, but I'm only going to order a small salad. And sometimes in the past, girls have seemed offended by it.
I could see, I could honestly see, I would feel like you were judging me for what I was eating, especially if you added the line, you can eat whatever you want, but I am diet conscious, and
Okay.
I am going to order a salad.
I could see that.
I mean, it sounds kind of pretentious almost.
But like, I really don't care what they eat. I try to treat my body well. And so, I mean, that's...
Okay, see, now you are sounding pretentious, like, yeah, you can go ahead and order some sort of fried something. I don't put anything like that in my body. Is that the way you posed it to her?
No, that's not the way that... I mean, like, when I told her, she seemed surprised but not put out, so I can't imagine that that's the way it came out of my mouth.
But couldn't you, I mean, if this honestly has been a problem for you in the past, can't you just make an exception for one date night to maybe get, crazy chicken or something?
No, like, I only eat salads for dinner. That is all that I eat.
Why?
My body is a temple. I work incredibly hard to make sure that I stay in good shape. I feed myself well. I take vitamins. I exercise. I want to make sure that my body is in the best possible shape.
Hearing you say this, did you harp on that the whole time?
No, I mean, like, we talked about her dog. We talked about my family. I mean, we had it. She seemed a little surprised, not put out, like I said. And then from there, conversation went very well.
Can I ask, I think it's important to know, what did she order for dinner if you only had a little tiny salad?
She ordered a steak.
Okay, so maybe she wasn't put out by it. Maybe she didn't care what you ate at all.
When the steak came out, like, I even, like, to reinforce that it was an okay decision, I said, good for you. I really didn't care what she ordered. I told her, I was like, that steak looks really hearty.
Really?
No, that
hey,
is
that's a
not-
hefty meal you got there, lady. Good work.
That's like when my dad growing up would tell me I'm good German working stock and I was built to carry heavy things. You know, they're just not things that you want to hear.
So how did she react after you told her that her meal was hearty?
She dug in immediately and cleaned her plate.
Okay, so it doesn't seem like the food thing bothered her that much, but that's
Either
all you
that
can
or
think.
she was doing it out of spite.
Guys, I don't think it was contentious like you're kind of making it out to be. I mean, she got to eat what she wanted. I got to eat what I wanted.
Okay.
And, yeah.
Did you guys kiss at the end of the night?
So at the end of the night, drove her home, and I'd been working up the courage all night to kiss her, and she looked at me. We made eye contact, and I leaned in to kiss her, and she turned her head and gave me a hug, and I ended up like almost kissing her ear.
Oh, no.
I think it was just a miscommunication. I mean, it was a little awkward, but I mean, it was the first date. I understand. I did think that I would get a kiss. It had gone well, but called her. I sent her text, and I was looking to you guys for some help.
Okay, well, we'll play a song, come back, call her, and get your second date update, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, man, hold on.
Hello. Moving 92.5. Brooke and Jubal in the mornings. Second date update.
If you're just tuning in for today's second date update, I'll do something I don't normally do at the beginning of these. I'll go ahead and act out the first date that this guy went on. Yeah. Kyle is on the phone with us, and he wants us to call a girl named Lena today. I'll go ahead and act out their first date. They were sitting there at the table, and here's what happened. The waiter came up and asked what they would have to eat. And Kyle said, I'll just have a little salad. Can I have a tiny little salad and maybe just some low-cal dressing on the side? I might just dip my fork in it so there's a little bit of dressing on just each bite, but I'm not going to have too much dressing. And my sweet love, Lena, over there, what would you like? And Lena was like, I'll have a steak. I want a big steak and make it as rare as possible, please. I want to hear that thing moo on my plate because I like steak.
It's like
Kyle, would you say that's a good representation of your date?
It's a funny representation.
Oh,
but
okay.
that's nowhere near what happened.
I'm surprised you didn't say uncanny.
Kyle is on the phone. He wants to call Lena. He thinks the reason she's not calling him back is because he only had a salad on their date and she ate a steak. And at one point he said to her, hey, don't worry about eating that steak. That's a hearty little meal you got there.
So bad.
Which could be taken the wrong way. But he said the date was good. It ended with an awkward moment where he tried to give her a kiss and she gave him a hug. And she hasn't talked to him ever since. Kyle, we're about to call her. Any last words?
I would just like the chance to explain it and see if she'd be willing to go out on another date. Maybe I could take her out. I mean, I could have tea. She could have coffee or whatever she wants. I don't
I'll
think
have a coffee and a steak. I'm a hard-eating lady.
I feel like you should just skip any food dates
Yeah.
from now on. Like, go for a hike or something.
I
Drop
hope
it.
when she picks up, that's literally what she sounds like. Hello?
This is Lena. All right, I'm going to dial her phone number right now. Here we go, Kyle.
You guys are really funny.
Yeah, all right. Here we go, man.
Hello?
Hi, I was trying to get a hold of Lena.
Yeah, this is she.
Hey, Lena, how are you? My name is Jubal, and I host a radio show called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning.
Okay. Why are you calling me?
Well, I'm calling you because you recently went out on a date with one of our listeners, and he actually emailed us to see if we could get you on the phone.
Wait, you're a radio station?
Yes.
You work for a radio station?
No, I am the radio station.
You are the radio.
Yes. We do
Are
a
you being
segment.
serious?
Yeah, I am. We do a segment on our show. It's called The Second Date Update. Kyle told us that he went on a date with you, and he would love to see you again, except you're not answering any of his phone calls or text messages.
Okay.
So he asked us if we could get you on the phone and find out if something went wrong.
It's like a real thing. Like people call in. And
Yeah.
Like,
It sounds dumb.
It's very real.
It happens all the
you're
time.
really a radio station. This is like a real thing.
I promise. I'm just calling on behalf of Kyle. He wants to know what happened.
Yeah, he's nice. Yeah,
Okay.
What a rave review.
Sounds like you're dodging the question quite a bit there.
I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know. What did he tell you?
He told us that he met you at a bar and you guys went out for dinner. He said that he thinks you're not calling him back because he only ate a salad on your date. I thought that was stupid, but
Oh,
That's really endearing, actually.
Was he condescending to you about like you eating your steak, your hearty choice?
He told you I ordered a steak?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
This was really detailed. This was kind of intimate. Were you guys like
Well, we
on the
talked to
date
him.
with us?
We talked to him for a
We had
while.
secret cameras set up.
And he said he thinks the reason you're not calling him back is because he ordered a salad and you ate a steak, and you might have thought that that was kind of weird and judgy of him.
I had high hopes for this one. You know, we met at the bar and he was a perfect gentleman and seemed really sweet and we got along great. He seemed totally normal.
He seemed, which means he wasn't totally normal.
Yeah, it's always the ones that seem normal that are the weirdos. I don't know if that's...
So what did he do that was so weird?
He just did something, like, throughout the whole night, actually, that was just totally grossed me out, to be honest.
He did something that was nasty?
Yeah, it was nasty, like, beyond gross. It totally disgusted me.
What was he doing?
This happened, like, 3 or 4 times, but throughout dinner, the whole evening, he would just casually, still gives me chills thinking about it. He would just, like, casually take out his car keys and dig around in his ear and pull out, like, a wad of earwax.
Shut up! Did you just say what I think you said? That is so gross.
He did that, like, 3 or 4 times, and I'm just sitting across from him, like, he didn't even flinch, like not even, like, batted an eye that was unusual. It
Was he just
so weird.
talking to you the whole time while he's cleaning out his ears?
Like, casual, like, just, like, continuing conversation, like nothing was wrong or weird or strange about the fact that he was, like, rooting around in his ear for, like, some magical nug of earwax. It was
How did you not say anything to him? I mean, like, I could see, like, maybe 1 or 2 times and you're shocked, but by the 3rd time, that is so gross.
I think I was just dumbfounded, and, like, the kicker, the whole thing, like, the last time he did it, he actually sniffed the key before he put it back in his pocket.
Oh, man.
That was it for me. That was the end.
How'd you even finish your meal? I would have been grossed out and not have been able to eat anything.
I think I just kept looking at the ground and at the table, just hoping that it would go away. But when I looked up, he's still doing it. He's still digging around in there.
Oh my god!
Is that why you totally dodged his kiss at the end?
Oh, he told you that too. Oh my god!
Yeah, he did.
Jeez, man. Do we have any privacy? Yeah, I mean, at that point, I was like, all right, let's just get through this. I'm like. My thought, I just kept thinking, like, if that's what you do on a date during dinner, like, what else do you do in private? Or, like, what else do you do in general? Like, I don't know. My mind just kind of kept revolving around, like, other gross things you could be doing.
That is disgusting. I'm
so
sorry
grossed
you
out
had to see that.
Oh, I'm grossed out
Yeah,
listening
me
to
too.
it.
Hey, Lena, I'm not actually sure if he can hear because it sounds like he's got a lot of wax in his ears, but Kyle is actually on the other line listening to this conversation.
The what?
Yeah.
So, wait, let me get this straight. Your complaint, your big problem with the date is that I was cleaning wax out of my ears?
Oh, it's so gross.
It's not that you were just cleaning earwax out of your ear. It's that you were doing it with a key at the dinner table while we were having dinner, like, repeatedly.
First off, I didn't realize that I was doing it, but there's nothing disgusting about freeing your body of toxins. There's nothing weird about making sure that you don't have wax build up in your ears. I'm always dealing with that. I'm always working to get the toxins out of my body. I'm trying to keep myself healthy. And earwax is unhealthy for you. It's a toxin. And, normally I try to, get my ears rinsed out on a regular basis. But that day I was busy. I was running late. And I didn't realize it was that noticeable.
I don't even, I don't know what to say. It was so gross and it was so noticeable. Like, I'm surprised that I made it to dinner.
It's a bad habit, but I'm sure you have bad habits, and I don't judge you because you ate with your mouth open.
Excuse me? I was not eating with my mouth open. I wasn't raised in a barn like you that, believes that you can just pick your earwax out of the dinner table. Like, that is so different from you, like, scraping stuff out of your body and putting it on display at dinner. That is disgusting.
Look, I'm taking toxins out of my body. I had to sit there at dinner and watch you fill your body full of poison. Watch you eat that
my
steak.
God,
Do you know how long a steak stays in your intestinal tract?
It does stay for a long time.
Oh, my God.
My gosh.
Hey,
What
Kyle,
is your
there's a
problem,
big
Kyle?
difference between pulling out your keys and rooting around in your ear. And then also she said you were smelling it. You don't remember doing that, or do you remember doing that?
I don't remember doing that. Sometimes I do smell the wax to make sure it just smells healthy and not incredibly toxic.
It smells healthy. It smells like wax.
Kyle, what are you talking about? How are you just like really embarrassed right now and this is some weird defense thing that you're doing? Because...
No, I'm not embarrassed by it. Okay, I didn't realize I was doing it there at the table, but it's something, I'm incredibly health conscious. It's something that I do. I have bad habits, you have bad, we all have bad habits. At least she's finding out on the first date.
No. I don't know what kind of other bad habits you have, but that is a total reason to not go on a second date with someone. Like that is the epitome of why I would not go on a date with someone. Especially if you think it's like a healthy choice. Like that's kind of horrifying. Like what else do you do? Do you like pick your nose to clear your toxins out? Smell that too, or like taste that?
No, obviously you don't take care of yourself. You don't take
Really?
care of yourself.
I don't taking around and
you're
getting
meat.
your wax out is taking care of yourself and eating a salad every whatever.
I keep my body clean. I keep my body free of toxins, and I will not apologize for that.
Man, well, you're gonna keep your life free of women after this. Like, no one's gonna date a guy like that.
Well,
that's a good point.
I think this is a good time to ask, Lena. Would you like to go out with Kyle again on a second date? It sounds like you two have hit it off and have some common ground here.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. Yeah. Hell no.
I will pay. If you guys go out on a second date, I will go with you, and I will clean his ear out the whole time, so he doesn't have to do it.
I don't know if I can watch that.
You couldn't pay me to go on a second date with her at this point.
Oh wow.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, Kyle, at least you know why she wasn't calling you back now.
Yeah, and thank you guys so much for saving me from this nightmare. I'm thrilled that I won't be going on a second date with Lena.
Yeah, there's a lot of other ladies out there who love earwax, dude. Don't worry about it.
Brooke and Jubal in the morning.